Welcome to Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, August 4th, 2016. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Is there anyone in men's physique riding a bigger wave right now than George Brown? So far this season, Brown has piled up 3 huge wins, including a successful defense of his New York Pro title. Not to mention that little old second place he had back at the Arnold Classic to jumpstart his season. As of late, Brown has really been putting in some serious work and looking especially sharp even by his own standards as he barrels ahead with his Olympia prep. Back at last year's contest, a good but not great version of Brown managed to take 7th in his debut appearance. But given the season he's had thus far and the improvements he's made over the last 12 months, it's easy to predict that Brown stands a very good chance to make a serious push for the Olympia title come September. George Brown is going to have some pretty stiff competition vying to take his spot up in the first call-out, not the least of which is superstar and perennial Olympia threat Jason Poston. We haven't seen Poston since he brought in one of his best looks ever to the Arnold earlier this season, where he ended up finishing 3rd behind Brown and eventual winner Brandon Hendrickson, after taking the entire middle portion of the season off to focus on making improvements. Right now, Poston looks to be on pace to bring in his all-time best to this year's contest, setting up what could be an epic standoff between he, Brown, and Hendrickson as they all do their best to unseat reigning champion Jeremy Buendia. In the past 2 Olympias, Poston has been right at the doorstep of title contention, but just hasn't been quite able to deliver that knockout shot he needs to kick in the door. If he can keep up this sort of torrid pace right up until the show and deliver as promised, he might finally be the year that he gets his chance to punch the Mr. Olympia ticket. Right now, we're just a few days away from seeing one of the biggest 212 lineups of the season make their way to South Florida for this weekend's Tampa Pro. And that means stateside bodybuilding fans are going to get their first chance to get a look at Ahmad Ashkanani. Last year's amateur Olympia winner is yet another product of the Middle East Mecca out at Oxygen Gym. And right now, he's just a few days away from making what could turn out to be one very impressive pro debut. Since he won his pro card last season, Ashkanani has been packing on muscle by the slabful and should be considered a real dark horse contender to shake things up in the top 10 this weekend. Ashkanani brings the sort of front-to-back thickness we're coming to expect from athletes out that are training with the Camel Crew. And when he's on his mark, he can bring in some next-level braininess that really gives his physique that old-school nasty look. So, it shouldn't surprise anyone if we see him ending up toppling some pretty big names once the smoke finally clears in the Sunshine State. The Classic Physique division has been a wild ride full of twists and turns all season long. And a few weeks from now, rookie future star Robert Timms will be looking to add a few sharp twists and turns of his own when he hits the pro stage for the first time. A few weeks ago, Timms made history when he became the first athlete ever to win a Classic Physique Pro card during a dominant performance at the NPC Junior USA. And now he'll look to keep that historic run rolling by snagging a last-minute Olympia qualifier at the upcoming San Diego Pro. Tim's physique has the framework to turn into a powerhouse in this division for years to come. But with the depth of talent we see overflowing from every show these days, the question remains, is it a tall order for him at this point in his career to best a lineup full of savvy veterans? You know why they say never to give your dogs table food? Well, because once they get a taste of the real thing, they never want to go back to the bag. And after getting his first taste of sweet victory earlier this season at the Arnold Classic, I'm betting that Hide Yamagishi doesn't want any part of being relegated back to the bag. This week, Yamagishi leaked some new bat training footage, giving us a little sneak peek at what the hungriest athlete in the 212 division is doing to feed his championship drive these days. Hide may feel like the most underappreciated 212 athlete we've had in the brief history of the division, but winning a Sandow trophy sure would go a long way towards erasing those feelings, now wouldn't it? Unseating King Flex isn't going to be an easy task, though, by any stretch of the imagination. But, as Game of Thrones fans all know, sometimes having the dragon on your side can go a long way towards helping you overthrow a kingdom. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs. Make your mark. Check out ironmaglabs.com today. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Stevie B here. If you like what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button below and never miss another RX Muscle show, segment, or update. RX Muscle is #1. Woo!